Always give it 100, don't need a bank, no I'm funded. Play the game like it's nothing, I'm always thankful for something. Don't take for granted, stay humble. Now wake up, it's time to look at the enemy. Look in the mirror.
What's up, family? Welcome back to another video. Today I got a rare one for y'all, and this is definitely okay. So we have the Dodge Neon SRT-4. This is a rare one, guys, and I paid little to nothing for this one. I paid about 30 bucks for this. It was definitely affordable. And I wanted to check out some of the places or some of the sites in which maybe somebody may have sold one or is probably selling one. And I have to admit, guys, it's very, 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 very little out there. I happened to stumble upon 6 of them, and one is cheap and one is very, very, very much expensive. Well, I'm not going to say, well, pretty much all of them are expensive except one. Now, I'm going to put these up on the screen so you guys could see some of the ridiculous prices they have for these rare Neon SRT-4s. I think the one that really got me was the 2 red and yellow that somebody is selling for $5,000. Okay. $5,000. Now I get that they're rare. I get that. $5,000. Guys, let me know in the comments if you think $5,000 is more or less the appropriate price for 2 Dodge Neon SRT-4s. I mean, you saw the picture. I mean, I put it up there. You saw the picture. It's 2 of them. One's red and the other one's yellow. They're still in the boxes. Do you think they're together they're worth $5,000? Let me know in the comments. As you can see, the other ones were anywhere from $300 to about $330, you know. And then you had a yellow one, which was probably the cheapest one. Now this yellow one went for even less than what I paid for this one. The yellow one went for 15 bucks. So whoever got a hold of this yellow Dodge Neon was very, very lucky to get it at that price of just 15 bucks. Because I think what happens is a lot of times people don't know what they have, and people don't really know the true worth, and people don't know the rarity of some of the things that they hold. So I think what happens is it becomes a thing where you as a collector will stumble upon something rare that someone owns, but they're not familiar within the diecast culture, and they don't know anything about, super rare cars. And so what happens is they tend to sell it as if they're selling a regular item. Now, with that being said, they don't put a heavy price tag on it, but instead they will put something cheap enough for you to afford. Now, when you see these other prices tagged up on places like OfferUp and Mercari and eBay, and you see that the price is astronomical, that means that for those people who own those neons, they know what they have. See, they know the value of those. They know the rarity of those. And so with that being said, they know that the price being driven up is well worth it, because you're not going to find a whole lot of these. Like I said, this was a small handful that I found, and that's all I could find. All of the other ones I saw, they weren't for sale, but they were like on websites, and people were probably showing them off. I saw this one website called Worth Point. I saw a neon on that site. But other than that, like, people who know what they have as far as these neons, they're going to sell them for top dollar. Where others who are not familiar with the diecast culture will sell it for a cheap price just to get it out of their hair, and you buy it and you stumble across something very rare that, if you were to turn around and flip it and sell it tomorrow, that you would more than likely triple your profit because of how rare these are. Okay? But needless to say, let us check out the neon SRT-4, and let's get a little bit of the history and see exactly what they're talking about. Okay, so the Dodge Neon SRT-4, also known and later labeled as the Dodge SRT-4, is a sports compact car manufactured by Dodge from 2003 to 2005. A turbocharged variant of the Neon, the car was developed by Daimler Chrysler's in-house PVO, which stands for Performance Vehicle Operations, Tuner Group. PVO was officially named SRT, Street and Racing Technology, in 2004. The 4 in the SRT-4's name denotes the number of cylinders of the engine. So you already know how it goes. SRT-4 is going to be a 4-cylinder. So that would be like they said, this neon. And they also have a SRT-6, which was in the Chrysler Crossfire. And then, of course, you have the most famous of them all, the SRT-8, which was in the It was in the Magnum. It was in the 300. It was in the Challenger. It was in the Charger. I mean, it was in, I want to say, was it in the Durango? It might have been in the Durango. But I know all the other ones I just named, they were in those cars. But because the Neon is so small and it's so compact, you don't need an SRT-8 in a small car like a Neon. You just do a 4. You know, it's a 4-banger. You know, what do you expect? So that's the thing with that. Now, we said it had a 2.4 liter turbocharged inline 4-cylinder engine producing around 230 horsepower and 250 pound-feet of torque, and a 5-speed manual transmission and front-wheel drive. It has a 0 to 60 miles per hour time of approximately 5 seconds, which means, yes, of course, once you make it to that 5 mark, you know, your car is a little slow, okay? And a top speed of 153 miles per hour, and is noted for its surprising acceleration and the fun but significant torque steer, with some optional factory stage performance packages available. So, the Neon SRT-4, as you can see, it has these special wheels on it, which I like. I do like those wheels. If I feel like if I ran into the right opportunity to buy one, but the yellow one, and maybe find one at a cheaper price, I guess at some point I might run into one, but then again I might not. So yeah, but this is very rare, and I'm lucky I have it. I think I got mine from, I want to say I got mine from Macari. I think that's where I got mine from. So I was lucky to find, matter of fact, yeah, it was, because I bought this car from the same guy who sold the Saturn Sky. If you watch my video that had the Saturn Sky, that was the same guy I bought this Neon from. I remember now. Yes, he was the same guy I purchased this from. The same guy that I purchased the Saturn Sky. So, yeah, they're basically one and the same as far as where I got the two of them from. Now, as you can see with this SRT, it has a special bumper on the front. It's a sport bumper. You can see how low it sits to the ground and everything. I like that. Also like these wheels. These wheels were a signature for Neon's SRT Vantage Point, right? But I also seen these same wheels on a PT Cruiser. The PT has a special edition and I can't remember which one it is because they have about 4 or 5 of them. Don't quote me, but I believe it's like 4 or 5 of them. I want to say it was the first one, because they got like 5 of them. They all in different colors. Now this one was white. It was white. It had a black top, black spoiler, and let me see. Yeah. And it had a like special grill on the front, and it had these neon wheels on it. It had these exact wheels on it. So, yeah. And they even say that the PT Cruiser actually uses the neon frame. So, yeah. Let's see, we can open the hood here. Yeah, we can open the hood there. If you look under there, you could see that engine under there. You can see the engine block. And, yeah, you can see it's painted in. I like the illustration on that piece right there. It's got something on the front of it, but it makes it kind of look semi-legit under the hood as far as detail. So I do like that. I don't know if you guys remember the old Dodge logo. Do you see the Dodge logo right there on the front of this neon? See it? It's right there. Now, I remember these old Dodge logos a while back in the day at least. Because the Ram used to carry it. Mostly the Ram used to carry it. Looking in the inside, there's nothing of significance stand out. So, it looks bland. Like, I thought it was going to be something else that we get out of the SRT-4, but I guess not. I was also under the impression that this trunk opened because it kind of looked like it was going to open when I first purchased this, until I saw that this trunk was closed permanently. So, yeah. Let's check out the driver's side. Okay, you can see the tachometers over there in view of the dashboard. So you could see the tachometers and everything. This is a real car, guys. And you can see it right there. There we go. You see on the back of the trunk, it says SRT-4. It says Dodge right there. So you know you're getting something that is absolutely rare. Not a whole lot of people have it. Like, I had to dive in this thing for a minute to kind of see how many of these neons I can find that I can pull up. And like I said, I couldn't find many, which means the rarity of these neons are beginning to be more difficult to find. I was lucky to be able to find 4. But I think past that, I couldn't really see Um, anything else as far as availability of the neons. So it only came out with what you guys saw earlier. And to my dismay, I started to realize that these things are definitely worth holding on to, simply because of the rarity of it. You're not going to find a whole lot. And so this is a relic from the past. You know, I believe that when you have something of this significance, I believe it's always good to hold on to things like this, because it could definitely drive up in value, I believe. You know, because it's not something you see all the time. You don't see these all the time on different apps and stuff like that when you're buying stuff, or, you know, you just don't, you know. And so that's why I say, when I looked it up, I was shocked and surprised to see that it was only 4 in there. I was expecting it to be even less than 4. I was thinking maybe I might hit up maybe about 1 or 2 other areas to kind of see what I can find. But lo and behold, I mean, I've searched, y'all. I've searched, and I couldn't find nothing but 4. I couldn't find nothing but 4. Which one guy in one of these ads is selling 2 of them. But he wants $5,000 for it. Are you going to spend $5,000 on 2 neons? One yellow, one red? Are they worth $5,000? I have to think about that. I do think that they have a lot of value to them just because they're so rare. And because of the fact that I only found 4 tells me that it's not a whole lot of them out there. So I do believe that this neon does come with a hefty price tag for the right person, in the right situation. Especially look at what you have. Now I keep mine's inside of a cabinet shelf, and this has a sliding door, so nothing actually happens to it. So I take it and I usually put it inside my sliding cabinet. Yeah. So guys, I challenge you to go online, check in your area, or maybe in, you know, wherever you may be. I challenge you to go on your phone and see how many of these SRT-4s you find. Just do a search. Just do like a quick search of the neon SRT-4, and just kind of see how many you could muster up in your area. So I challenge you to do that. I've already challenged myself, and I've only found 4. So yeah, I was lucky enough to find 4. I thought it was going to be less than that, but you know, because these things are rare, man. And I had to get my hands on this, you know. Now check out the bottom. You can see right there it says 2003 Dodge SRT-4. They didn't even put the neon name back in there. It just say Dodge SRT-4. Daimler Chrysler. Then it has a scale. So these are very rare, guys. Like I said, I challenge you to go online and see if you can find at least a couple of these wherever you may be. You know, it could be the very next person that watches this video to take this challenge and see if you can find at least 2 to 3 more Dodge Neon SRT-4s in 124 scale. Whether it's the yellow one, whether it's the red one, I don't know any other colors. But so far I've seen the black. I mean, not the black, sorry. So far I've only seen the red and I've seen the yellow. Now I did see one that was a completely different color. I don't know if it was designed that way, or you know, it just looked out of place. I don't know. But when I saw it, it just kind of made me think, like, when did they do that? But I guess the design on it was nice. I mean, it wasn't great. You know, it was nice. You know. But yeah. My Dodge Neon will continue to remain inside of my sliding cabinet. So that it stays in the condition that it's in. Now, don't get me wrong. When I got it from him, it didn't come in a box, anything like that. He had everything wrapped for me. So, yeah, that's not going to be an issue as far as anything happening to it or things like that. So I challenge you guys to see if you can find a Dodge Neon SRT-4 either in your area, maybe out of the area, maybe somewhere else where you wouldn't expect it, you know. See how many you can come up with, you know, depending on its rarity level. And let me know in the comments how many you came up with. So, we just had that brief lesson, and we just had a look at the Dodge Neon SRT-4. You know, it's definitely a rare piece to have. I thrive on having rare cars because I know the value of them. You know, people may still be looking for them. I'm just glad to be a part of the culture, to be able to stash your personal collection, you know, to your liking. I think that's how I'm looking at this situation, because I am a sucker for rare stuff, especially diecasts, So I have to look at this and see where it goes next. But guys, let me know in the comments how many you come up with. This is the challenge. I want to see what you guys can do, what you guys can find. I said I found 4. Let's see how many you guys can find. Okay? So, with that being said, let me let y'all know, because I didn't say it in the beginning of the video. Make sure you guys hit that smash that button, the like button. Turn on your post notifications so that anytime I drop a fresh upload, you guys be the first to see it. Also, share this video, with some of your diecast enthusiasts, people who love diecast, especially people who love rare ones. Because this is definitely a rare one, guys. That's why I'm throwing this challenge out to see how many of you guys can find either as many as I found or maybe less than what I found. Okay? So, that being said, I'll let you guys go. And me and my Neon, put her back in her place, and I'm chilling out. You guys stay safe, stay prayed up, stay healthy, and have a great day.
I love the chase and the hunt, and I set the pace when I'm running. I always take what I want and I always give it 100. Don't need a bank, no, I'm funded.